Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. I have some great news for you my friends. South Africa has officially retaliated against the US-led aid bloc and sanctions by suspending all US companies in South Africa and banning the exportation of minerals for now, putting a halt to that for now. So the President of South Africa, His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, has officially banned or suspend all US-based companies in South Africa. I think is a lot of them, well over 1,000 US companies are in South Africa right now. And this comes after the US that banned aid from South Africa. Remember, quoting that the white farmers that was being treated unfairly. Remember, Donald Trump said the white farmers in South Africa can apply for asylum in the US because of the land reforms that are going on right now in South Africa. The land reforms that are meant to create a fairer society in South Africa, because remember, the white European population in South Africa is just about 6 to 7%, but they own like 70% of all the lands in South Africa, and they're just a population of about 6% of the whole population of South Africa. So one family, for example, in South Africa would own like 100,000 acres of land, while a black African family does not own any. So the South African government has said this is unfair, so they passed something into law to say they will repossess some of that land and redistribute it to those who do not have any land. Well, the new US President, Donald Trump, didn't like that very much. So he announced that he will stop all aid to South Africa and welcome the white Europeans, Afrikaners, they call them, the Boers, to the United States to apply for asylum. Well, South Africa later said, okay, you're going to stop all aid. Well, what we're going to do, we are going to stop all minerals going from South Africa, gold, platinum, cobalt, silver, you name it, uranium, you name it. We're going to stop all of that. And just recently, they increased the pressure and said we are going to suspend all US companies operating in South Africa. That is huge, my friends. I'm just going to read for you a little article here that says in early February 2025, escalating tensions between the United States and South Africa led to significant economic and diplomatic repercussions. That is what I was just talking about. The situation began when US President Donald Trump announced the suspension of aid to South Africa, citing concerns over land policies and alleged mistreatment of certain groups, the white European Boers, or the Afrikaners they call them. Those are the groups that Donald Trump is protecting. This announcement caused immediate financial turmoil in South African markets, with the rand depreciating and stock values declining. In response to those measures by the United States, South African officials, including President Cyril Ramaphosa, refuted the allegations and emphasized the importance of dialogue to resolve misunderstandings. The South African government also took the unprecedented step of suspending operations of American businesses within its borders and halting minerals exports to the United States. This is huge, my friends. This move was intended to assert national sovereignty and address perceived disrespect from Western nations. The suspension of mineral exports is partially impactful, given that the United States relies on South Africa for several critical minerals, including platinum, including the platinum group metals, chromium, manganese, and vanadium. These resources are essential for various industries such as automotive, manufacturing, and electronics. The American Chamber of Commerce in South Africa has expressed concerns over the escalating dispute, urging both nations to approach the situation with cool heads to preserve the strategically important relationship between that benefits both economies. So the United States have a chamber of commerce in South Africa. Imagine that. That is how important South Africa is. And they are pleading for both parties to come to an understanding to protect their interests. This series of events underscores the delicate balance in international relations and the far-reaching consequences that political decisions can have on global trade and economic stability, my friends. This is very, very serious. I did a video about this in the past. Make sure to go on back on my channel. You can check in the recent videos. It was a recent video, maybe around 10 days ago or something like that. You go back, search through my videos, and you will find about 2 videos that I did on South Africa, the United States banning aid from South Africa, and the response from South Africa as well. This is new measures being put into place by South Africa. The suspension of all US businesses in South Africa. You know, South Africa is an important country because the United States have a chamber of commerce in South Africa. That is how many US businesses are in South Africa. A lot, hundreds of US businesses operating in South Africa, making a lot of money because they get cheaper labor and they're able to harness the vast resources there in South Africa and channel them back to America to make money. For example, the United States would have an agricultural business set up in South Africa, farming citrus fruits like what they do. South Africa is a huge exporter of citrus fruits to America, but the US would set up its own farm company in South Africa, and then they will send back those same products from their farm to the US markets. And they would replicate that model with other businesses, such as businesses that deal with mining, machinery, the production and mining of coal, all kind of companies. they can set up there in South Africa. And those companies, all of them has been suspended, my friends. So the United States is feeling the pinch. Africa is the motherland. Make no mistake that all countries around the world, especially the Western countries of Europe and the United States of America, depend on Africa for their survival. But they are praying that Africans do not know their worth. That is what they're depending on. But those days are over, my friends. The Africans are waking up. We saw what happened in Burkina Faso, the AES alliance of Sahel states, how they are standing up to France and building a strong economy in South Africa. They're building a strong economy in the Sahel region between Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. But back to South Africa. South Africa is a member of BRICS. They also sell a lot of products and minerals to China, also Russia. South Africa is located closer to Russia and China than America. So South Africa do not need the US to succeed because they have the African market, they have the European market, they have the Asian market, and they have Russia and China right there to patronize their businesses there in South Africa. So South Africa has sent a strong message retaliating to the United States of America. No aid, no minerals, and all of your companies are suspended. We know that Donald Trump will not do the same thing because let's say there are South African companies in the US. There's a lot of American workers and American partners. If he shut those down, they're gonna feel the squeeze more. And guess what? Most of the US, the South African businesses, I think ShopRite is a South African business. Most of the South African businesses in the US are owned by white Europeans. So that is the problem Donald Trump and America is facing right now. The South African companies are by and large owned by white Europeans that settled in South Africa in the 16th century. They were on their way to Asia. They stumbled upon South Africa. They said, oh, let's rest off here. And they stayed there in South Africa for hundreds of years and never moved. They loved it so much, they plant their flag and say, we own this land now. So they went all around South Africa claiming lands. They got so much land and the people were so friendly to them, they end up colonized South Africa and implemented an apartheid system which lasted a very long time up until 1994 when South Africa had their first election ever. You remember Nelson Mandela? That was the first election ever in South Africa. Before that, the white apartheid government that was there ruled with an iron fist with no elections. So they didn't have any elections, but they had their own government set up. How is that even possible? And America supported that, Europe supported that. It was Russia and Cuba and other African countries that came to assist South Africa to overthrow that illegal government that was there sitting for years upon years, decades without an election. And for the first time ever in 1994, that is when South Africa had their first ever election in 1994. Imagine that. So before that, it was an all-white government running an apartheid system in South Africa, giving 6% of the population everything, all the lands, all the government jobs, all the benefits, while they were giving the majority nothing, my friends. So South Africa has suffered long and hard. That is why they say no more, and they are not playing around with any Western power right now. If you're watching this video for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. We're happy to have you here. Make sure to watch all the other videos, and please comment your thoughts and opinion on what you think about this topic today of South Africa retaliating against Donald Trump and the United States of America by suspending all US businesses in South Africa. Let me know what you think about that topic, and please comment your thoughts and opinion and share the video with all your friends and family that's interested in topics like these. You can also join my channel and support the mission. The mission of this channel is to bridge the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora. I am here right now in the beautiful Caribbean African diaspora, and I'm speaking to you in the continent of Africa, Europe. We have Africans in Europe, Britain, Canada, Caribbean nations, South America. We make up the African diaspora, my friends. So you can join the channel and support my journey, our journey. And I also have a travel channel. You can check it all in the link in this description box. The link to join the channel as a member, and the link to subscribe to my other travel channel. All in this description box. Thank you for watching this video. Please comment your thoughts and opinion on what you think about this wonderful topic of South Africa suspending all American companies in its borders. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you again tomorrow in the next video. My name is Beyond. This is Beyond Uncut, and it's a pleasure having you here today, my friends. Bye-bye for now, and I'll see you again tomorrow in the next video. Bye-bye.